Hey YouTube, this is Nia Tate, and I am here to do a review on Heart and Hustle Houston, Season 2, Episode 1. So, Heart and Hustle Houston is a reality show that comes on OWN TV, and this is the second season. And I have to admit that I kind of needed a refresher on the names and who was who because it had been a while since that first season. And some of the people look a little different. Just say that. So um, let's do a little refresher course real quickly. So first of all, let's talk about what the show is. It says Heart and Hustle Houston, a new docuseries following six Black women balancing family, friendships, and booming careers. So the cast, let's see. First we have Alana, and she is H Town's glam girl. She is the founder of Color du Jour, a renowned beauty empire mentoring future makeup artists, a mom of two, navigating marriage challenges while rediscovering herself and balancing personal happiness with professional success. Her name is Alana Salisbury. Very pretty girl. Next, we have Chloe Cook. She's the straight shooter. She is a top event planner in Houston, turned single mom after her husband's passing. Now reclaiming her vibrant spirit, balancing family life with a new romance that's testing family dynamics. And next up, we have Latoria Lemon, the hopeless romantic, PR powerhouse and philanthropist who started her career at 19. After losing her father, she's seeking lasting love and dreams of building a big family while continuing to uplift others through her network. Latoria, or Tori, as they call her. Next up is Labrina Jackson, the Southern Belle, elite spa owner carving out space in the wellness industry, a wife and mother devoted to breaking generational curses while juggling business growth, motherhood, and her role as the group's nurturing motivator. Mm. Oh, damn. Okay. Next is Manura Page, or Miss Perfect, former electrical engineer turned influencer and content creator, mother of four, redefining personal success by unlearning perfectionism and embracing vulnerability in her career, marriage, and motherhood. Next, we have Ro Picardo, nightlife queen, entrepreneur and single mom with deep roots in Houston's restaurant and nightlife scene. Tough yet loving, she's shifting from running clubs to building new ventures while learning to let her guard down. So those are the women. Those are the six women. Okay. So, like I said, this is season 2, episode 1. So this the episode starts out with Tori is having a event. She's an event planner, and she's having a silver dress event. And she said that she was inspired by Beyonce's Renaissance. Beyonce had all the stuff, going down. So everybody has to wear a silver dress to the event. Now she says that she invited all six of the ladies, and uh, only two of them showed up. So Chloe showed up, and Ro showed up. Now, Ro showed up. Ro cut her hair. She is blonde now. It's really short. It's blonde, and she lost a lot of weight. So she came back looking quite different. She looks good though. Chloe's still there, looking fabulous with her short hair. Um, Alana's not there. She is going through some relationship situations, but she's also been traveling, for her cosmetic brand. So she isn't there. No hard feelings because she's just been busy and just working on a lot of stuff. Um, Manera is not there, and um, Labrina is not there either. Now, at the end of last season, they had a like a come together type of workout, try to work out all the issues with the group because there have been some issues in the group. You know, some things have been said, and so they were trying to work everything out. But Labrina basically told everybody to kick rocks, and so uh, she definitely didn't come to the little situation. They have nobody's talked to her. They haven't talked to her, so it's kind of like the group is split. It's pretty much Chloe, Ro, Tori, and Alana on this side, and then it is Manura and Labrina on that side. And Manura is friends with Labrina, so I guess because of her loyalty to her, that's why she didn't show up. I don't know, because I don't feel like nobody did anything to her, but you know, it is what it is. We all have our friend. I think even in all friend groups, there's some people, we may be closer to, we may have met them first, or we may have known them longer, or we just click with them. So basically, Manura done picked a side. Okay. So Chloe tells Tori and Ro that she feels that her boyfriend we met last season, Jordan, who has maybe possibly been cheating on her. She ain't sure, but she brought it up. Now, if you remember, there's an age gap between Chloe and her new guy. She basically a cougar. I mean, she ain't no basically she a cougar because he's 28. He's 28. Now I don't know how old Chloe is, but I'm gonna give Chloe giving mid 40s. She might be a little bit more than that. She dang sure ain't no in her 30s. Ain't no way. She got to be mid 40s. I'm talking about like 45 and up. That's what she look like. She pretty. She's gorgeous, but she do look older. So she said that this is a situation that happened when they first start seeing each other. Um, when they first started seeing each other, something about somebody was in his DMs who had the code to uh, his door code, and it wasn't an issue. I think she said because they had just started seeing each other or something like that. They wasn't really serious. It's not the issue of that. She says it's just the fact that he didn't tell her about it. So now she doesn't know if she can trust him. So she said they've been kind of seeing each other, but it has cooled off a bit. So she's trying to figure out, what she wants to do with that. Um, but she says that she's really close to his mom, his parents, so everybody cool with it. Like she said they all be in a group chat, and she did put it in a group chat that, look, this is what you did, so to let everybody know. I'm like, okay, girl, that's a lot. But apparently her kids like him, and his parents and family like her, even though there is that age gap. um Next up, we see Labrina and Manura. They are meeting up at Labrina's house, and they've just been catching up with each other. Manura says she's been just shooting a lot of content. Labrina said that they have a new spa, and that they're also doing rescue houses. So they meet up for lunch, and she's just Labrina saying that you know she basically saying that she don't feel what happened is her fault. She feel like that they just took things out of context because Labrina made this statement that, well, I just feel like you guys aren't on my level. And so she said, well, I didn't mean it like that. I just meant like on my level of healing. And girl, that ain't what you meant. That's not what you meant, Labrina. Let's stop it. You meant them girls wasn't on your level. And I don't know why you upset. I mean, yeah, that's offensive. What you mean? I don't blame them for taking it uh, away because you meant it away. Labrina's not my favorite. She comes off very how can I say it? She has a very snobbish attitude. She's very, yeah. So I can understand why they took it that way. She puts on a kind of a persona of, oh, I'm all put together, and I'm so nice and calm, but then that snobbishness just jump out at you. So yeah. So Manura, I don't know. She kind of like her little sidekick. She just agrees with whatever she says, and she's like, yeah, I don't understand what why they got offended about it either, girl. But okay, you pick the side, go with your side. So next we see the ladies. We see Tori, Alana, Ro, and Chloe all meet up together because, like I said, Alana's been traveling. So they hadn't seen her. So they were all happy to see her and catch up on what she's been doing. So she tells the ladies that Alana tells the ladies that her marriage is definitely in trouble. Um, that they're no longer together. He's moved out of the house, and that she said it just was a buildup of things. The main thing was that he had started day trading to make money, and he invested a lot of their money and lost a lot of their money. And so he put their finances in peril. They have kids. That's a big no-no. You can't do that. And then she said when she tried to go to counseling, he really didn't want to go. He fought it tooth and nail. And then when they finally did go to counseling, it just it just didn't work out. But she said they are not divorced yet. They're in the process of divorce. But she said she does want to fight for her black family. She does want to kind of try to save her marriage, but she just she also wants to be happy, and she wants her kids happy. So that's kind of where she is with it. So the ladies are like, so like, have you been going out? Have you been dating? She said, no, I go out, but I'm not seeing anybody. I'm just trying to be there for my kids. I've been working real hard. I've been traveling. So um yeah, that's kind of where they kind of like in, I guess, kind of like in limbo right now. So next up we see the scene with Tori. Tori says that she got a call from Jordan, who is Chloe's young man. That's what I'm gonna call him, a young man, and he wanted to meet up with her to discuss some things. So now Tori didn't tell us that she told Chloe about that. I guess she did. I mean, because to me, if I'm in a friend group and I don't know, and your boyfriend calls me to meet up, I'm gonna definitely mention it to my girl, because why wouldn't I? I mean, I would think that he would have mentioned it, but I don't know. She didn't mention that, so I guess we'll find out. So anyway, they meet up for lunch, breakfast, something, and Jordan proceeds to tell her that he is ready to take it to the next level with Chloe. And so Tori is a bit like, wait, what? To herself, because Chloe just told them at the luncheon that um, they are kind of like, they kind of calm things down. They're kind of lukewarm, and how she was feeling about him not telling her about the situation with the door codes, and how now she's kind of feeling like she's not sure she can trust him all the way, or if he did in fact cheat. So he seemed oblivious, girl. He talking about he ready to take it to the next level. He's ready to ask her to marry him. And so Tori is like, well, are you sure that's something that she wants? And I think he said maybe they had talked about it, or, she said, well, that's the main thing. You need to make sure that that's something that she wants. And then he said, about what about the ring? And he said, well, I have um, save some money up for the ring. And she also asked them, like, how do you know you're ready to take it to the next level? And, because apparently this is his first serious relationship. He's 28. And so um, he said, well, I've never even considered, spending the rest of my life with somebody. So, that's how I know, that I feel like this is what I want and that this is real. Listen, this is my opinion. You ain't ready. I can look at you right now, Jordan. No offense, you seem like a nice young man, but I think you need to sow some more wild oats. Yeah, because I can see you and he's 28, but he look younger than 28. He look about 24, 25. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Chloe, you better make sure, girl, because I don't think he ready. And I think he may think he ready, but you not ready, Jordan. Take it from take it from somebody who a little bit older than you. You not ready. Now, do I feel like Chloe? I don't know. I don't know if Chloe would be ready to marry him. I don't know. I think we know that she was married for a long time before, and unfortunately, her husband passed away. So I think that she definitely believes in this, the institution of marriage, the sanctity of marriage. And I think she cares for him a lot. I really do, because you could tell on her face that she was really hurt when she was telling Tori and Ro about the situation with the door code. So I think she really cares for him a lot. And there's a possibility that she would marry him, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. So that's kind of how they ended it. She just, told him, make sure that this is something you want to do. First of all, you need to talk to Chloe, about it. In the back of her mind, she like, yeah, because y'all on two different pages right now. And you seem clueless, sir. You don't even seem like you don't know what's going on. So next scene, we see Labrina and Will, who is her husband. They invite Josh over, who is his name Josh? Is that Elena's husband? His name Josh or Jordan? Yeah, Josh. Okay, yeah. Jordan is Chloe man. Josh is Alana's husband. So they go ahead and invite him over because they said that, they haven't seen him and they know that they are, going through some things. Now, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Labrina, I feel like she said that Labrina said that Josh and Will had built their relationship. They built a relationship with each other. And so I don't have a problem with him coming over to y'all house. My issue is why you in the conversation? Why you ain't fix it and go sit down somewhere? You all up in the conversation, asking all kind of questions. And I feel like you was being messy, Labrina. I, are you friends with that man? You hit your husband and him could have been, sat down and had a conversation, but instead you're there. And she talking about, well, I just want to make sure that he doesn't feel alone. So is Alana your friend or not? I don't like that. I think she was being messy. So um he comes over, she stays and they talk. And so she's like, but what happened? What really happened and what's going on? She asked him more questions than her husband. And he said, Josh said that, we had the company together. Um, because we see that when they flash back to like their therapy sessions, Alana said she felt the reason that he did the issue with the money was because she is the she was the primary breadwinner her with her makeup brand, and she said that she felt that at points in times he felt threatened by that, or it her being a breadwinner. So that's why she felt like he kind of invested that money to try to make more money so he would be the breadwinner. So anyway, Josh proceeds to tell Labrina and Will that, I helped her, when the first cosmetics company started out, I helped her, build that company, and a lot of my money was invested in it. I would say like 75 to 25 percent. 75 was mine and 25. See, that rubbed me the wrong way right there, because why you gotta why that's letting me know that you had an issue with the success of that company. And I understand that as a husband, and maybe even before they were married, that you supported her, and but she is a talent. I mean, it's her. He said I did everything with that besides brushing, putting on the makeup. So I don't know. That rubbed me the wrong way. So he said that COVID hit when COVID hit in 2020. Things fell off the rails as it does for a lot of people. Um, it fell off the rails and the business went down, and their funds kind of was dwindling. So he said in an attempt to kind of do something, he decided to invest their money into like day trading, into some investments. He lost some money. Instead of stopping, he kept doing it and kept doing it. But the issue was, and labria Labrina asked him, did she know you were doing these investments? And he said, no, I did not. I didn't tell her. That's a problem. You taking chunks of our money and investing it and not telling me, and then you losing money and you continuing to do it. So he said, no, she didn't know. I didn't tell her. But then here come Labrina. Well, did you feel like you could talk to her about it? Or did you feel like you couldn't, it wasn't a safe space to talk to her about it? Girl, it don't matter. This is serious. This is finances. Now you trying to act like, oh well, the reason he did it, you trying to give him like a out, like, oh, he didn't tell her because he didn't feel a safe space. Sir, you got children, okay? This is the thing. You got children. This we talking about your finances. You need to push all that aside to my, well, I just didn't know how to make her happy. No, you didn't want her, you didn't want her to know that you was failing at doing something that you did without her knowledge. That's what the problem was, sir. So let's not act like, I didn't like that. I told you, Labrina. Mm-mm. So he also said, she said, well, what about counseling? Because she said that you didn't want to go. See, why you asking all them questions, Labrina? You should have took yourself upstairs or somewhere else on the side of the house and let that man talk to your husband, because you interrogating him. And it's the way y'all, she was leaning in. She was all into it. She was just intense into it. So he said, well, the thing about counseling, I felt like by the time we went, she was like, I can't do this anymore. I just don't know. Like she kept telling the counselor, like, I can't do this anymore. She was frustrated by that time because she had been kept asking you to go to counseling. You didn't want to go. And so by the time you finally go, she's a bit frustrated. But if you're going to counseling, you have to be prepared for people to um, vent and to let out their frustration. And he says he felt like she kept saying, well, I can't, I don't want to go through this. I can't keep doing this. So he felt like, well, why are you bringing me here? Like I said, you should have gave her the opportunity to vent and to let her frustrations out. And then maybe, it could have worked out. So he said that, um, I think at that point she asked him to leave. So Labrina also said, "Yeah, that's something else we didn't know. We knew they were separated, but we didn't know she asked him to leave. What difference it made? I mean, and um um he said that he tried to, once he moved out, he still tried to like ask her to go on dates, for their anniversary. He asked her, he wrote her a letter. He asked her to go out on, to go to dinner. She said she had already made plans with the kids. Basically, that lady done moved on. She is emotionally drained. And I don't know. I don't know what the holdup is. She told her friends that she wants to work on her marriage, but I don't know. It don't seem like they just got a lot they need to work through. But Labrina is like, well, I just want him to know that, he's not alone in this situation. Girl, you being messy. You don't care about that man. Stop it. You try to be messy because you feel like Alana stayed on that side with them people, with them ladies that you offended with your snobbishness. So now you trying to do some get back. That's what that is. So then Josh, is his name? Renee, yeah, Josh. Josh proceeds to say, well, we've been through a lot of things, but the thing that gets me is that everything is not all my fault. There's always two sides to a story. And I did some things wrong, but she definitely did some things wrong too. So now you over here telling people your business, but you trying to work it out with your wife. And so here go Labrina leaning in. So there was some infidelity on your side. So are you saying that there was some infidelity on her side too? And so he goes, yes. And the show goes off. I think that was some BS. Like, sir, that's a no-no. I would have even been more comfortable maybe if it would have just been um uh Labrie, like Will and him talking, but I didn't like it. And we already know this gonna be a problem because if I was Alana, I definitely would have a problem with Miss Labrina. Yes. Because if you're supposed to be my friend, why are you over here in the business? I wouldn't have a problem with your husband talking to him, but you, girl, yeah. So I'm sure that this is definitely going to be an issue throughout the season. So that's how the episode ended. It's a pretty good episode for the first bringing back the season. I'm gonna give it an A. I enjoyed it. Um, getting you from uh, catching up with the ladies and what they've been doing, and so we're gonna see what the season is gonna bring. I will be reviewing the show every week. I really, truly, truly appreciate you taking the time out your day to listen to my review. And I will catch you guys next time.